Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on Ketuborn on a really fashion topic today. What are the BRIC countries? The issue is, when you read the news, you say lots of national news, but do you know what is the real importance of these countries in terms of worldwide growth, in terms of current GDP? And this is what we're going to evoke. So first, just to provide you some more insight concerning the origin of this concept, let's move on. And we'll see that it was coined by Jim O'Neill, who was at the moment Chief Global Economist Officer at Goldman Sachs. Well, for those who do not know Goldman Sachs, it's an investment bank. It's so what is an investment bank? Well, basically they care about advisory, they care about M&As, try to figure out where will be the most attractive opportunities in terms of return on investment. So this is really important. And at this job, O'Neill is supposed to say, hey, where can we invest? In which country can we invest as a bank to have a good return on investment? So this is it. And here, O'Neill with his team, I'm talking about Wilson and Purushottam, wrote a paper in 2002 where basically they were saying that the BRIC, and here we can refer to B as for stand for Brazil, R for Russia, I for India, and China. Basically, there's a process of catch-up concerning the G6 countries. This is really important to understand it, because it means that when you contrast the GDP of China, you can see that according to their forecast, basically, I insist 202 forecast, they're going to overtake the GDP of UK in 2006, of Germany in 2009, and Japan in 2016. Were they right? Well, yes and no. Yes, they're right in terms of trends, in terms of GDPs moving ahead, and so on and so on. And there's a narrowing gap between this economy. Now, are they fully right? No. And here it's really interesting because we cannot say this is the end of history. It would be rather the opposite. Why? Because basically, China became the second economy in the world, not in 2016 as he said, but in 2011. Because it's coming always faster and faster, basically you've got huge impact, and not only on these countries, because everybody wants to invest there, so great for them, but as well on other countries will say, hey, if the return will be much lower if I invest in US, if I invest in Japan, if I invest in Europe, maybe should I stop investing there, and maybe should I go in these countries? So this is the reason why this is an issue that is quite frantic. And when you look at it, because it's the same moves that happen concerning China can be described as well for India, Russia, and Brazil. Well, basically, we reached an issue where, and it's quite interesting to see that even before the financial crisis, this is something that is not so well known, 50% of the worldwide growth took place in these countries, as Roberto Jaguaribe said. And right now we arrive at a moment where it represented in 2012 up to 70%. 2013 has been roaring years for the BRIC, but it's a peculiar year. And what does it mean? Well, it means several issues. First, do you know or do the news that you receive concerning these 4 countries are adapted to your companies? Are you ready to invest? Or if you don't know this country, what should you do? Okay, so these are some elements that you need to concern. Now, it's true that in 2013 there are doubts. So here I'm going to mention a few of them, 1 or 2 per countries. In Brazil, on top of doubt concerning a World Cup, the fact that people consider this year, well, let's see what's going to happen concerning this event. Brazil, the economic year is going to begin in August 2014. Why? Well, basically because uncertainty will have gone out. Concerning Russia, well, the doubt concerning Putin leadership, not as with the captain's vote, because in that case there's no doubt. But the problem is, A, what may come afterwards? Where are they going? Investors don't like uncertainties, and this is the reason why it's really important that you pay attention to it. Okay, you've got lots of issues concerning Ukraine. It's quite interesting to note that Putin, when just before his re-election, wrote an article in Izvestia saying that he wanted to foster on Eurasia. And by saying fostering on Eurasia means that Ukraine is really important. But for Europe, it's really important as well, because they want to move forward. And without having this peace, well, it would be difficult to enhance the weight of the European Union. This is the reason why you've got so many constraints concerning Ukraine. India, well, the rupee has been falling around by 30% in 2013. Modi won the election, but what else? What's going to happen? What type of job are we going to have? China. Well, it was about Chile scandal. What will be the impact of Xi Jinping? Is he eager to change some major issue? Will it be possible to maintain for many years the 8% growth? It seems really difficult. You've got lots of doubt. We're going towards always more commercial wars. Who will be the winner in this context? So these are elements that we can say that between 2002 until 2012 or even 2013, well, it was a miracle period. And it was such a miracle that, and you can see that in another anytime videos of K2Born, lots of acronyms have blossomed. Just to say, hey, who are going to be the new epidemics of growth? This was the point. But now, you got some doubt. Now, is it reasonable to have some doubt? Yes, it is, because you cannot grow at such a pace for such a long period. So this is the reason why it's normal to have some adjustment from time to time. This is logical. But on the long run, you can be sure that if you make your investment on the BRIC, you're going to win. Okay, so have a nice day, and don't forget, come back on K2Born. Bye-bye.